Well, hello, folks out there in YouTube land. Got a big show lined up for you. Let's get right on into it. All right, folks, we need to talk about what's coming down the path. And can Tennessee survive the onslaught? It's inevitable at this point. We're going to get blamed for everything that happens when it comes to the House settlement and anything that goes wrong, especially on NIL. Oh, my gosh. Those national reporters, they can't wait. They've got us lined up, and they're just any little thing, here they come. And who better to talk about this than my bro Chillmont, who already knows there's a conspiracy out for Tennessee, so he's ideal for this. Plus, y'all been asking for him. So without further ado, my bro Chillmont.
Okay.
All right, Chillmont. So it's getting ready to get a little bit rough for Tennessee. I wanted to bring Chillmont in here, talk about this a little bit. It's pretty obvious the future of college football's up in the air pretty much. Everybody feels that way. You've got this difficult situation with NIL. They've done the $20.5 million per team with the NCAA settlement. Now, the big issue is going to be NIL because the NCAA did this backwards. Instead of doing revenue sharing to begin with pay for play, which they were just desperate not to do, they set up all these NIL collectives, and everybody's got one. Tennessee's got Spire Sports. Alabama's got High Tide. Georgia's got Classic City. Ole Miss has got the Grove. Ohio State has the 1870 Society, blah, blah, blah. Everybody's got one. And they've all got millions and millions of dollars that are pipelined in through boosters and fans and all that kind of stuff. And they're in existence and have been for a few years, and they're rocking and rolling. Well, now they want them to basically stop the collective, and now we're just going to do pay for play. And you can't you can't put that toothpaste back in the tube.
No. I mean, the barn doors are open, the horse is out of the barn, and you can't get them back in. They're not going to give up their NIL money. And that's one of the big incentives now. A huge incentive is where kids go now. It's not the programs so much. It's not the coaches so much, although that's still important. It's who's going to pay me the most money. And it's through NIL where they can do that, where they can have the most room to negotiate, to say, hey, I'm not coming for less than $2 million because I can get 2.5 over here from this other NIL.
It's a tricky situation because these collectives being already set up, they're not obviously not only are they not going to go away, they're going to help the kids get all these deals. And then when they send them up to Deloitte, who is going to be the overseer of this as far as allowing it or not allowing it, they've already said 70 to 80% of the deals previously that the kids had gotten, they're not going to allow that, which is going to lead to lawsuits for sure, because it almost look, if somebody was going to give you $2 million and Deloitte said you can't have $2 million, of course, your 18-year-old kid, you're going to sue like crazy.
Why wouldn't you? Did they give any reasoning why they would have said no to 70% of those? What's the difference between us saying, okay, I'll give you $500,000, you 600,000? Okay, we'll sign those deals. No, you can't. Why not?
Because they're saying that doesn't add up to true market value. They're talking about if a celebrity type person went out and did some deal with a company, they wouldn't get that much money. Now, the reality is these kids aren't celebrities yet. They're just talents. And their talent dictates their worth $500,000, $1 million, or whatever in the open market. But they're trying to close the market down with the 20.5 and say, this is the cap. The NIL has to be what your image is worth to a regular company. If you're not even a celebrity yet, though. The problem is you haven't had that opportunity to become a celebrity. Your value is based on your talent skill. So if a quarterback's worth $4 or $5 million, but there's not enough money in the 20.5 there for him, even though you've got it with NIL, no problem, they're going to say no.
Well, I mean, the thing is, you're worth whatever somebody's willing to pay. I mean, that's what it comes down to. There's not some magical market forces out there that says, oh, we believe he's only worth $500,000 and whatever in commercials, TV commercials. Well, I could care less about that. He's worth $2 million throwing the ball for us.
Yeah.
And if we're willing to pay it, he's good darn sure willing to accept it. And then some third party comes in and says, no deal there. Now, of course, if it's Notre Dame, that deal will go through. If it's Michigan, it's Ohio State, it's Alabama. Of course, all those deals will go through, but none of them will go through for Tennessee. Just saying.
Wilmot's a little bit of a conspiracy theory guy when it comes to Tennessee,
Well,
which
I've
we'll
said many
talk
times.
about here in a second.
Yeah. It's not that I'm paranoid. It's just everybody's out to get us, as you know now, John.
Yeah. So, well, you're getting ready to see that here in a little bit for sure.
Yeah.
The deal is, again, because they did this backwards, now if these collectives didn't exist, this would be a lot less of a problem, way less of a problem, because all of these go-betweens and third parties wouldn't be all set up and they're rocking and rolling. I mean, they know where to get the money. They've already collected it all. They've done all these things, and it's going to be really hard to undo this. And I know everybody wants things to be fair, but again, Tennessee, Donde Plowman, Danny White, they've already told everybody that'll listen, you're going to have to go to collective bargaining, and that's the only solution.
I'll say it. We got a camera on us. I don't really care at this point. Collective bargaining is the only issue. It's the only solution.
It's the only way we're going to get there.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
But the NCAA has said, no, we're going to go, instead we're going to go get antitrust exemption from the Congress, which is, there's no way that they're going to do that. There's just not. It's going to be impossible.
No. And the thing is, it's like they're just holding on, claws on the screen door, trying to stay relevant, trying to stay in control. And nobody gives a crap about the NCAA because they totally screwed the pooch from the get-go.
Well, they've replaced themselves with the College Sports Commission to get out of the way because they got tired of being sued every 5 seconds. And Charlie Baker is a genius for that. He put this Sealy cat in there as the person that's going to be in charge instead of him. So he no longer gets drug in all over public opinion. And it was a smart move on his part. He's out of the way, he thinks.
Ooh, I love to dance a little sidestep. Now they see me, now they don't. Have come and gone.
And he's not going to get sued or the NCAA. It'll just be the College Sports Commission, which is, I think they'll sue whoever has deep pockets.
And they don't have immunity either. They're going to get sued. It's all going to be them. And especially once if somebody's NIL deal gets canceled or says, no, you can't do that, and say, wait a minute, I was going to get $2 million. No, you're not. It's going to be instant lawsuit.
You know, it's a shame they didn't set up this revenue sharing right after the Alston case. Instead, they went this NIL deal because the NCAA, they just refused to do the pay for play. They were against it and they fought it. Had they gone ahead and done that, I really think we would not be in the mess that we're in right now. They're trying to undo something that can't be undone. And Tennessee is going to wind up being the whipping boy on this. You can go ahead and count on it. You saw the articles that have come out. Dan Walken, of course, just ripped him to shreds over the Zakai Ziegler thing of all deals, the 5th year. But as soon as Tennessee goes above and beyond on anything NIL, and then there's a lawsuit from the player, they're going to rip Tennessee to shreds because they think they're the ones that are undoing this in some way. In reality, they're just seeing it for what it is, that this can't hold up in court. So you might as well do it the right way, which is true market value, and quit fighting this. Strangest thing, it almost reminds me of the king that wears no clothes. And we're supposed to sign this loyalty pledge that says the king is wearing these flowing robes. And we're sitting here going, no, he's naked. This is ridiculous. You know, what are you doing? And as
That's
soon
a
as
good
you
analogy, actually.
well, think about loyalty pledge. What is that really? That is just open collusion. What you're basically saying is we're all going to get together, sign this pledge that we'll only spend this amount of money. We won't do this and that. And how is that not collusion? And if you read the definition of collusion when it comes to NIL, it's pretty simple. Collusion in the context of NIL deals. And then you come on down here, it says, this can include agreements to limit recruiting practices, restrict third-party NIL arrangements, and artificially suppress athlete compensation. That's straight from AI. So how would that not be collusion?
It's literally textbook collusion. And I don't know, are we going to have a secret handshake or something too to go along with it? You know, it's just
no, you're actually, I mean, this is out in the open. I mean, they're going to make everybody sign this loyalty pledge. And, Tennessee said they'll go along with the deal. But I think as soon as somebody starts suing, they're going to be like, look, we're going to go ahead and pay this kid. And then I think that's when all heck is going to break loose. And the national media is going to come after Tennessee like you cannot believe. It's going to be brutal.
Oh yeah, you know they hate us to begin with, and we're target number one. Half the sports writers in this country have a power T on their dartboard. I promise you. And Josh Heupel and Donde Plowman and everybody else, and a lot of they're still chilling for the NCAA, like a lot of them have all these years. And we beat them in court, and they hate us for it.
Yeah, that us whooping them in court, and we beat the living crap out of them in court.
And it was beautiful.
Yeah, and they're so angry about that, Chilmont. They're so mad.
You're all clear, kid. Now let's blow this thing and go home.
Yeah, Chilmont, we're just going to, the Death Star got taken out, and they are not happy about it. And I don't know if we'll ever live that down. It's almost like when we didn't hire Greg Schiano. You remember that? And Pat Forday.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he wore us out.
Still mad about that.
Yeah, he wrote a story, and he said, on your rock, your famous rock, why don't you put "you blew it" with Pruitt?
No bias against us, our university, though.
Yeah. And he said, this is when the chickens come home to roost. And he said, how does it feel? How does it feel?
It's like he couldn't be happier about it. Yeah, he's just another totally unbiased reporter, reporting the news and sticking his thumb in our faces and going, yeah. I mean, like a 12-year-old kid.
Yeah. Let me tell you what hurt him bad was us having a winning record the following year, 7-6, and then the next year going 11-2. That because we were supposed to be punished for 5 to 10 years, and they had done all these things to us, cut our scholarships by 25, $8 million fine and all that. And Josh Heupel came in here and pulled Hendon Hooker off the bench and put him out there, and all of a sudden we got the number one offense in the country. And we're beating Alabama and Florida, and we're winning all these games. And it's like, and I thought, Pat Forday was just furious over that.
He was Newman.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So I've been trying to prepare the viewers for what's coming, Tennessee viewers. Look, it's coming the next 12 to 24 months. And we are going to be the whipping boy for sure on this. And expect a ton of articles talking about how we're the fly in the ointment. And if we would just go along with this, none of this would be a problem. Had we not sued the NCAA, somebody was going to sue them. There was no question. It was because what they were doing was against the law. They were breaking the law. And everybody, my God, it's like so obvious.
Well, they've already said they want to kick us out of the SEC.
That's only if we don't go along with the loyalty pledge.
I promise you, the guy wrote that article, and Pat Forday would love to see us kicked out of sports, period.
Well, out of the SEC. I don't think he wants us to be out of sports because then he couldn't write about us. I think he wants us out of I think he'd be fine with us out of the SEC. I know the boys down in Alabama land, they definitely want us out of the SEC. They can't wait. Oh, I almost forgot to talk about that. We had a bunch of the Bama Hammer. Oh, they were writing articles about kicking us out of the SEC if we don't all this. So it's not only the national folks, it's a lot of the local SEC type folks are not going to be happy with us either. And you can just see it coming.
Well, I've said this for years, John, and you know this. The powers that be in college sports do not want to see Tennessee at the top of the heap at all. And when we're successful, they're disappointed. When we suck at something, then they're happy. And we've been great at so many sports now for several years.
How's bragging camp going?
And they hate it. They hate it, John. They hate it. They hate us. We are their Newman.
I'm not quite as on the conspiracy theory that you are, Chilmont, but I know you believe that wholeheartedly.
Well, all the evidence to the contrary.
I have a lot of viewers that think exactly the way you do, Chilmont. So don't think you're out on an island. You're really not.
Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just saying it how it is.
All right, now we need to talk about something else. And I've been talking about this for a while. Title IX has chimed in now. I was wondering when they were waiting for the House settlement to occur. And now they want 50% of that money. The way they got it set up, they're only going to get about 5 to 10% of it for the ladies. And so they're appealing the House settlement, and they're going to want half that money. And as far as the back pay, that's what they're right now suing for. But the lawsuit for the current players is coming. And it's going to be real tricky because the amount of money that's brought in by Lady Sports is about 5%, which is what they're going to pay out. But whoops, wait a minute. Not so fast, Chilmont. When you receive federal funds from the government, you have to go by Title IX. Title IX says you have to be equitable. All standards must be equitable. Otherwise, you're not really allowed to have the federal funds, technically. So are you being treated equitably if you're receiving these federal funds and then you're only 5% for the ladies? Chilmont, there is an argument there, whether you like it or not.
Oh, I know, but
guy out there watching this, but I'm just telling you, they have a very legitimate argument. Something could happen here. Don't be shocked if it does. I'm going to be very interested to see what happens with Title IX. Now we got to talk about something else that nobody's talking about, but it's huge, and that has to do with basketball. Now, the $20.5 million, you're going to be able to allot a certain amount of that to basketball.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, most schools are going to do 3, 4, 5 million, something like that. Kentucky might do 20.4. And that's probably what Mark Stoops thinks is going to happen.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. The Big East doesn't have football. So they're going to have 20.5 million, and they'll probably use 15 to 18 million on basketball, whereas SEC schools and Big Ten, other Big Ten schools, whatever, Big 12, whatever, they are only going to use 3 or 4. So does the Big East have a 6-7 times advantage on money because they don't have football to deal with, yet they're part of the 20.5?
That's not fair.
Don't raise your voice to me.
Are they going to totally dominate basketball moving forward because of that?
Yeah, they are.
How would they not? How would they not?
They're going to get the top players. If our coach can offer a guy $1 million, and then somebody in the Big 8 can offer somebody $3 million.
Yeah, the Big
Where's
East.
he going? Or the Big East? I mean, he's obviously that's where they're going. So they're going to get top teams. They're going to be top of the heap from here on out. And all the big money, all the Texas teams in football, they're all going to be at the top of the heap because they have all the money and they can buy all the good players. It's
No.
It's like the Yankees
20.5 is the limit. So Texas shouldn't technically be able to do that. But do you honestly think they're going to stop spending the $20 million on NIL that they spent?
That's what I'm referring to. Yeah. Yeah, they have almost unlimited NIL money, and along with the 20 million. So they're going to spend whatever the heck they want. It's going to be like the Yankees and the Dodgers when it comes to professional baseball. They have these billion-dollar payrolls, and they can get the best players, and they dominate every year. It's always just a few teams. Occasionally there'll be one come in that's kind of out of the blue, but it's always those top teams with the big markets with the big money.
I don't see Texas giving up their advantage. They're loving it. They were in mediocrity until this NIL showed up, and now Texas is one of the top teams. I don't see them giving up that advantage. I don't know that I would.
Well, how do you think they got Manning?
It wasn't. I mean, he's only making $6 million.
Yeah, and he's making more than the damn coach. And no telling how all the linemen, all the receivers and running backs and everything defense. I mean, when you can spend almost unlimited money now, really, what is the difference between college sports and professional sports now? There really isn't. The only difference is there's no collective bargaining in college. That's really the only difference. That's where
we're going to wind up there. They're not going to get the antitrust exemption. I don't see any way. We're going to wind up collective bargaining. Look, Don Day and Danny said it right. It's going to be collective bargaining, but we're going to have to go through several years of pain and misery, and we're going to get blamed for it. Just go ahead and know that before.
It's going to be all Tennessee's fault for sure.
Yeah, before this all gets worked out. And you may be right on that, conspiracy Chilmont. You're a conspiracy brother.
I am conspiracy brother, upside one side and down the other, because it gets confirmed every day. That's why. Every time the horrible officiating, the horrible crap we have to deal with from the media, the horrible crap we have to deal with from the SEC and the NCAA. And trust me, who does the NCAA hate more than us now? The team that we're the team that took them down.
Oh, hell no!
So they hate us. They hate us more than anybody.
Oh, that was brutal, Wilmot.
Yeah.
You should be like in wrestling.
I'm telling you. But I'll tell you one thing, brother.
All right, folks, had to bring my brother in. Y'all been asking for him. Want to discuss all these goings-ons with the NCAA and all this kind of stuff. It's going to get ugly. I promise you, it's going to get rough. Tennessee folks, you'd better hold on. Prepare yourself. But look, we've been through a lot. I think we can handle it. If you like this content, be sure to hit that like button. Lets me know to continue to cover all these big college sports stories. If you've not subscribed, boom, boom, boom. That button right there will get you all my videos at no charge. I've charged anyway. And right over here's the most recent video. YouTube, thanks, you'll enjoy. We'll see you next time on Sports Talk J.
Well, you did some pushing of your own, John.
They drew first blood, not me. They drew first blood.